Here's a MeteoMark weather update. This is a continuing special edition for flooding and certain problems and tropical conditions across the eastern portion of the United States. As of today, we don't really have any pictures to talk about, but we have a lot of other stuff to talk about at the moment. And I'm going to get right into it here. Of course, you know about the flooding that happened in Du Bois yesterday, and here it is if you haven't figured it out. From Pennsylvania along Interstate 80 here, we had a tremendous amount of flooding going on in Du Bois, Pennsylvania. And this also repeated itself in Sherburne, New York, and in Oneida, New York, and in Herkimer County, New York. So this is ongoing, and there's record flooding that's breaking records from Tropical Storm Lee 2 years ago in many portions of these areas. So this is what we're really looking at during the next actually 3 to 5 days here with precipitation totals across much of the nation. Let me stand over here because the lion's share of the moisture will be across the northeast here, down and through the southeastern states. I have shifted the axis of heaviest precipitation across New England and eastern upstate New York, eastern Pennsylvania, down through the eastern seaboard here. I would not be surprised if some of this backs accordingly across central Pennsylvania and south central New York, upstate New York for that matter. So we're going to continue to watch this. We could see another 3 to 5 inches of widespread rain through the next, say, 96 hours. So let's get right into the surface weather maps, but before we do, we're going to look at tropical conditions. We have this spin up here down just southeast of the Lesser Antilles, and this thing is packing a punch as it moves more towards the west-northwest, and this could become a system, possibly a tropical depression, in 3 to 5 days. So we're going to watch this. It's going to get into a better environment with less wind shear here and, of course, the warmer water temperatures. So we're going to continue to watch that. Right now it has a low chance of developing, but it's something to watch. And if this were to develop, this would continue to track towards the Caribbean Sea and eventually possibly the Gulf of Mexico, although it's a little too early to tell. You see this tropical feed across the United States. This is going to continue. So let's take a look at the surface map for your Saturday, for your weekend. Look at across the east here. We have a double and a triple barrel low here. This is going to continue to stall across the eastern United States the next several days, and waves of low pressure will ride up along it. Now, at this current time, our current thinking is the heaviest rainfall will be in New England and parts of the eastern northeast states here and portions of the mid-Atlantic, with those diurnal showers and thunderstorms that do develop during the afternoon hours, particularly between the hours of 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. Some of them could become severe, so we could have some isolated severe, especially across upstate New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, extending on up towards Boston and Maine and New Hampshire as well. Isolated severe. We're not talking about massive severe weather outbreaks. We're talking about popcorn thunderstorms that produce not only the torrential rains like we've seen yesterday and today, but across the good portion of possible hail, high wind scenario, and you can't rule out a weak tornado like we saw yesterday in central Pennsylvania near just northeast of State College near Lock Haven. So we're going to continue to watch for that possibility, but the main show here will be the heavy rains. As you can see, temperatures will be held down a bit, but it won't feel like it because humidity values will be high heading on into the day Sunday. It actually looks like the same weather map as Saturday pretty much. We have these waves of low pressure riding up along. The plains for the most part remain dry here. The Gulf Coast remains kind of those isolated popcorn showers and thunderstorms. Lots of 90s here. I want to divert your attention just briefly towards this area out here, across Texas and portions of New Mexico, up through the Rockies here. Look at this sizzling out here. This is just, we have triple digits, well into the triple digits, and off the screen, off the map, Southern California and areas of Las Vegas could be getting upwards of the mid-110s, 116 to 118. That's unheard of. That's amazing. So they're in a ridge of high pressure out west. Here in the east, that's where the trough is. And Monday, it does not move much. You can see another wave of low pressure riding up along. We're concerned about heavy rain here in the northeast. We think some of the HPC guidance, the precipitation guidance, QPF, is not completely all together there, so we think they may be underdoing totals a little bit. So that's what we've got going on here across the northeast for your next week. Temperatures will continue to warm here in the central plains further westward. A little cool in the east, but like I said, high humidity values should keep it feeling rather humid. So this is the scenario we're looking at, that trough, that carved out trough in the east, these low-level jets that transport that moisture into the eastern seaboard and portions of New England and the northeast states through your weekend and into next week. And that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube. Here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. Look at your day on Saturday and Sunday. Across the Susquehanna region of New York, we're looking rather thundery these 2 days. I will quickly show you my predictions for the Susquehanna River here. Thundery both days here, and then on to Monday, and pretty much on into the day on Tuesday. Mainly during the afternoon and evening hours, we're looking at a widespread 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain, but we're looking at more localized 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain when you get those thunderstorms that do sit over the same area. We're looking pretty much the same temperature each day, mid to upper 70s all the way through the period, and just a lot of rain. So we're going to be looking at that across much of the Susquehanna region of New York and northeast Pennsylvania. We even saw some flooding last night down towards Wilkes-Barre. So we're going to continue to watch this. And the Susquehanna River in the southern tier of New York here at Vestal, getting up towards that low 20-foot range. So we're starting to get into some areas we don't want to be in. That's pretty much going to do it for MeteoMark. I'll continue to watch the flooding situation.